and D probably would have had to sneak in because
Okay.
D ain't no way D gonna get an invite.
No.
Although
But
D's like cyborg too, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
D fits in perfectly once inside.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But just for the sake of fun, roll 2d6. This will be the unlucky check.
Okay. 2d6.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
What?
So it works sort of like a typical roleplay. I don't know if you've ever done Powered by the Apocalypse at all, but it's pretty straightforward. It's 2d6 plus whatever your relevant skills are. So higher is better. So you're above average. You did good on your totally random luck check. Which, given the circumstances, I'll say that you don't have too much of an issue getting in. At least the way through which you got in, you didn't leave anything behind so that people could track you and find you and cause a bit more of an issue.
All right.
And Kate said she would be a little late.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's still at work.
Nice. Well, not, but you know.
But she'll be here.
At least we know where she is. We're not wondering if and when she will show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is you back, Amy?
Hi,
y'all made some friends, right?
Legacy has a really good friend.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we love them.
That is terrified of everyone.
Terrified of everybody except Legacy, and then wondering why the fuck Legacy knows these people.
Yeah, no, like imagine like you're flirting with a guy, and then like you walk away for a sudden, and all of a sudden he's next to like fucking Dwayne the Rock Johnson, the biggest buffest guy you want. You blink, you look, and there's Brad Pitt next to him as well.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Great.
Yeah.
And you're just like some like office girl.
And the person you're flirting with is talking to them like they've known them for their entire life.
Oh gosh.
Like, who is this girl?
I adore Marcus. Marcus is getting adopted one way or another.
Yeah. Please do not resist.
I'm excited to see how that plays out. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
2 sessions in, and you've given me an NPC that I'm like, this is mine. I'm taking it.
You are being adopted. Please do not resist.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be super confused with rolling in this, so please bear with me.
Oh, don't worry. We're still confused 90% of the time, too. So.
Yeah. I just have like a 2d6 and a 1d6 on hand.
All right, cool.
As buttons for the chaos rolls and bad luck rolls.
Yeah. Every die roll will be 2d6 or 3d6, depending on if you have advantage, disadvantage, or boost or something.
Okay.
So.
Okay. How did the prep work go? Like that, like on paper, that was a little confusing to me.
So it's a weird pseudo phase thing, and I'll probably change how we do it depending on how narratively it makes sense.
Okay.
But like the whole idea of prep is you spend some amount of time rolling to get some amount of goods or materials.
Okay.
And you can either spend your increments as a group, and it'll be typically so you can get individual prep, which is 1 day, or you can use a group prep roll, which will take a week, but your results will be different.
Mm.
So like individually, you could all split up and try to say like, cool, we're gonna infiltrate this place. We'll all do it in our own unique, special way, but we're kind of coordinating enough to know where we're gonna be and when. If you wanted to say, all right, we need to get back to Earth, you can use like a group prep roll to all at once get on the same ship at the same time because it's more complicated. That's a weird example. It doesn't matter. The point being is that prepping is extremely narrative and very, very loose.
Okay.
So
But
like for this one, each one of us did our own personal prep for 2 days. So we
Mhm.
each did 2 prep rolls, and based off of what we were trying to do was how we succeeded or not.
Okay.
it'll make more sense probably when you're
Once it's
kind of
time
in
to,
the
yeah.
when you're in the throes of it.
Okay.
Should D at least have like one prep roll or something, or at least one prep to use?
Yeah, D will have, so no matter what prep roll outcome you would ever get, you always get at least one. So I will say D, you have one personal prep, which is like a personal prep on your character sheet. You'll see a little tick marker and just tick it up to 1.
Okay.
That can be used as like it can be used to boost a roll, to give yourself advantage or disadvantage, or any number of like different useful things.
Okay.
Where the frick is my
And
PDF
some of your
for this
assets
game?
might take a prep to activate too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what I will always have a minimum number of prep that I need because of my fucking hacker assets.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I gotta post the cat pictures too, because everyone has
Yeah, you
been a good
promise.
player.
Yep, we're good noodles.
We're good.
Good is a loose word.
I'll
but
never
okay.
stop gushing about this, but the one good thing about being in a campaign with Amy is that you get access to like the best notes I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
No,
Okay,
like
okay, but like legit though, like this is like when I opened it, I was just like, like I was like, look at all this like really well organized notes.
Kitty.
I'll never stop gushing. Like as a DM, I love it.
Ugh.
Thanks.
And the NPCs, chef's kiss.
It's both like the best thing ever because then I don't have to worry so much about my notes, but it's also the worst thing ever because then the DM can just go look at the notes and you can't lie to the DM.
Well, it's bad for me too because then like I've given you all the necessary materials to hang myself, and you've remembered them.
You're like,
hold
here,
on.
we have the
Wait.
receipt.
Like, hold on. This NPC mentioned that he had this weapon to give us 10 sessions ago.
I am both like in awe of the mad dedication and skill, and also terrified because oh my god, I'm gonna say some shit and you'll be like,
Yep.
remember? And I'll be like,
Yeah.
fucking no, of course I don't remember. I don't remember what I ate yesterday.
You're like, oh no, I'm being held accountable.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate this accountability. This sucks. So should we start without Kate and let her catch up?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
She can be fashionably late.
Nice.
Yes.
As she would be in character.
As she would be, yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, we'll actually start with Detective D. I'm just calling you that. I don't know if that's actually how you're
No.
going to. Okay, cool. So,
It's double D.
Detective D, Double
Double
D. You, I don't know if this was explained to you, but you had done some background digging and figured out who was going to be at the club, who are most likely the types of who are most likely going to be tied to that informant.
Mhm.
So the tips, like side notes that you had, I put as, where is it? I put it as like a text note. Yeah, in text messages,
Where?
under player characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you were sending these to them,
Oh.
just to say like, cool. Here's a handful of people who you know some about, and what they're doing, or like just vague information about them. So you would know more or less what these people look like, more or less what their claim to fame would be,
Mhm.
and you have already done the research as to like their potential involvement in information gathering.
Okay.
You also know that there is a back entrance to the club that is basically used as a shipping import area.
Okay.
And this was coincidentally the same way that Kaya had got in, because Kaya can't
Oh.
get a ticket. So you, just by sheer happenstance, ended up going the same way, sneaking in through basically a service entrance.
Okay.
But you're not in disguise. Kaya was wearing a disguise of like under the guise of a delivery person bringing in very, very expensive liquor. You just snuck in. Your luck check was basically to see if you had any major complications in getting in,
Yeah.
and you had no real confrontations, none that you couldn't like ease your way out of or intimidate someone down from.
I feel like he just like went in there and just like pretended that everything was fine. It's
Yeah,
like, what do you like? Yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, of course I'm here.
you have the oeuvre of someone who like that you have the oeuvre of someone who carries himself with a distinct air of authority and importance. So like the way you walk and hold your head and push your shoulders around and like kick your shoulders back a little bit, made some of the wait staff and other workers just kind of look the other way. And you were lucky enough that you didn't run into any of the what you refer to as TikTok men.
TikTok men.
Yes. So TikTok men are a pseudo android cyborg gang that have been biologically and cybernetically engineered to be like as close as you can get to a hive mind. They're all distinct people, but they have a very fast neural network, like basically a private connection from each of their individual brains that allow them to communicate extremely fast and extremely efficiently.
Oh shit.
But they're also kind of like physically modified to look similar. They don't actually have a nose or eyes or a brow line. That has all been like cut and removed and replaced with this sort of spider-like visual input cortex type thing.
Ooh.
And the eyes will look in multiple directions at once. What are your main stats? You're cool, clever, tough, and quick.
Hold on, let me see.
Like, what is your high and low stat?
My high is tough and my low is cool.
Okay. So you are savvy enough to understand that the actual optical inputs that they have are there are a lot. They would overload any individual person's brain.
Oof.
But the way that you don't know how many TikTok men there are, but you know that the way from your research and what you've done, the way that they communicate and the way that their brains are kind of tethered together allow them to share the information load so that they're not totally overloaded on
Okay.
sensory information.
Okay.
Um
But if one of them see us, then like everybody sees us, right?
Yes. But this is a really, really popular club, and they see a lot of people. So this was something that Legacy knows and has shared with the group.
Hmm.
But basically, there's so much quote unquote noise that you're kind of hiding in plain sight. As long
Yeah.
as you don't do
Okay.
anything overtly like damning to your character or credentials, you should be okay. Like, they're not going to notice you because there's a lot of high profile people here that roll in and out, and you're not high profile the way that some of these people are high profile. Yeah, so like some of the people you pinged as being here are like big corporate executives, the movers and shaker types. At least some of
Mm.
them are. Or if they're not, there are people who know them or are inside the company in some high position.
Mm.
This is a place that like just the ambiance of it is probably a little revolting to you because you're familiar with like the lower end area,
Yeah.
which is fucking the Riemann district. You're more familiar with the Riemann district, and this is
And it's the total opposite of it.
this is opulence to a nauseating degree.
Ugh.
This is cartel territory.
Mm.
Oh yeah, this is a building that is, if not outright owned by a member of the cartel, frequented by members of the cartel.
Mm.
But you have snuck in after all of the other sort of interactions have gone down. You walk in and you're positioned at the kind of higher area, the upper tier of the pyramid. It's built upside down. It's an inverted black pyramid. So the entrance is on the widest, highest part, and
Mhm.
the seedier underbelly is what happens when you get closer to the point at the bottom. So descending
Mm.
into the pyramid that's where you're going to find the more illicit information.
Okay.
But there's no actual direct route to get in that way.
Okay.
So you enter through the top area and you're greeted with the sight of just red and blue and purple neon and blaring club music. You'll see androids and cyborgs and all sorts of different cybernetic augmentations. Some of them are just kind of simple but fashionable. They don't really have any unique function aside from being like that type of limb. But there are others that are like color changing, or they have additional sort of like accoutrements or glamorous additions like
Mhm.
fins or spikes, or other things. This is the place where people come to show off their cybernetics, and it is the mood for this sort of environment is very highly sexualized. This is the horny town, USA. People come here and dress down so that you can see their cybernetics wherever their cybernetics may be.
Okay.
So yeah, you actually like look over the edge of the balcony that of this floor you're on, and you can see on like the slightly lower floor, not like into the pyramid, right? It's not like this whole area has like a few levels, but this is still the highest point of the
Highest
pyramid.
port. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like an atrium.
Okay.
But this upper floor has a few like walkways and higher points and bar areas. But you're standing on one of the upper walkways and you look down and you can actually see Legacy sitting on a couch talking to a very pretty man. A bit boyish in a way, but he has two pitch black cybernetic arms, like get mad Adam Jensen vibes. He definitely asked for this though. And he's kind of strong. He looks pretty like he would go to the gym for the aesthetics of it.
Okay.
And he is very, very excitedly talking to Legacy. And I believe Lindis and Kaya went to the lower floors, or was it just Kaya?
No,
I
they
think
both
Kai
went
came with
home.
me.
Yeah, not just Kaya.
Okay, so Kaya and Lindis are nowhere to be seen, but you do see Legacy.
Okay.
Legacy wanted free drinks.
There are several free drinks. Well, the empty drinks that are on the table. The guy is holding one like green blue colored weird cloudy drink, with probably some whacked out techno name.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to find a spot where I can keep her at eyesight, but like, just kind of keep a low profile.
Okay. So Lindis and Kaya, you have decided to try and descend to the lower levels, and you start walking over to the elevator area. Basically, back the way you came through the glass, back the way that Lindis came. Kaya, this is new to you, but you see this pitch black wall of glass that to you is just an unassuming wall. But as you get closer, you can see that this is a one-way reflective mirror. And you only know this because as you walk up, the glass parts in a seamless fashion, and out walk a handful of more guests. 2 topless women and 1 bottomless man. And they like are clearly like all here as a big group. They're laughing and rollicking and talking to each other. And then when the doors open up, they start making their way over to the bar and giggling and excitedly talking to each other. But when you enter the elevator, you notice that the lower floor areas, there is an absent like a key card slot, something you would need to scan to get access to the lower areas.
Huh. Do you have one?
Lindis, having gotten the invitation, you did not see or hear anything in specific about needing any sort of ID or special permission to get to the lower floors. But then again, throughout all of the oh
Oh,
no,
Oh no.
rip.
but yeah, it's definitely something that she hadn't heard of.
I was trying to figure out why the fuck y'all were like rip, because since I have the streaming on, I don't get Discord sounds.
Oh.
So I was like,
Oh.
what happened? What did
Pepper
I
has
miss? I
died.
swear I was like listening.
No, it's totally fine. I will say, in lieu of that going on, we can cut back to D and Legacy. So, Legacy, you've been chatting with this dude for, in total, probably about like a half hour or more. D, you look around and kind of get a lay of the land. You've successfully identified Akimbo Jeff, Too Cute for You, and a handful of other like vaguely important people. No one high profile enough to be like an extreme like diplomatic impact on the city.
Okay.
But I'll say that from just snooping around, you've definitely gotten like you sleuth around the upper floors and you hear Akimbo Jeff talking about how much of a huge bitch Lindis is.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Jeez.
he's that type of person. But he's just like talking about how his latest game exploits and all sorts of like kind of passively bragging bullshit.
Mm.
And you see Too Cute for You, who is meandering around in a similar fashion to you, but distinctly more shark-like. She will prowl up to someone, usually a man, who looks to be comparable in age to herself, and she'll say something and chat with them until they walk away. But you haven't really listened in on any of their conversations. You could if you like, but if you want to if you want to not be noticed, you'd have to roll to kind of sleuth it up.
Okay. I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna listen in.
Okay. And are you going to try to do it like unnoticed, or do you just
Yes.
want to get within earshot? Okay, so
I
roll
noticed.
quick, and if you have any bonuses related to
Um.
stealth or discretion specialties, that would be applied here.
Okay. Let's see. What was it? Quick.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let me roll this. Okay. So what
Dice
do I
2.
roll? Sorry. Dice
Yeah.
2.
0
And
advantage,
then
0 disadvantage.
dice 2, 0, 0,
Then quick.
and then click.
And then if you have any bonuses, you add them all up to put in the bonus box.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Did I do that right?
Uh,
No?
yes and no.
Oh God.
So
Okay.
for every bonus or whatever, just put the number. Don't put a plus or a minus.
Oh, I just put the number.
It's the plus in the skill
Oh,
set.
in the skill section. Yeah. So don't put +2, just put the number.
Oh, okay.
Literally every single one of us have done that.
Yeah.
So
100%. I did it before I had started like testing the roller, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this?"
Okay.
I'm glad that all of our brains work the exact same way because we're all like, this
Yeah.
is how this works.
You have to be precise. What if I write 2, I need to make sure that everyone knows it's +2 and not just like some absent floating weird number.
Wait, okay, so would perception be a bonus as my
I would
specialty?
I would say it would help you to listen in, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't help you be sneaky in any
Sneaky. Okay.
particular
Okay,
capacity.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. There.
Cool. So, how come you don't have the other +2?
Oh, well, because I thought that was already a +2 on my quick. Like, I already have a 2, but I added a do I add the bonus to my skill?
Oh no! If you
No, right? Because it's already in there.
you only add
Okay.
a bonus if you have a specialty or something that applies to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I have no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, you're still pretty sleuthy for being in a club scene. It's not too difficult to kind of vibe in the background and just bump your head to the music and seem unassuming.
Hmm.
So you sneak up to Too Cute for You, and you hear her talking to this random guy like, "So, did you find anyone you like here?" And the guy's like, I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, but what do you mean?" And he's like rubbing the back of his head, like avoiding eye contact. And she's like, "You don't just come here to hang out and get drinks. This is not a bar. So, did you find anyone you like?" And she gestures to a bunch of the more scantily clad people, and she's not. For the record, you're close enough to know this. She has not blinked. She's just been dead staring this dude in the eyes, like interrogating him about if he finds anyone hot. And he is getting visibly uncomfortable.
Love her.
Piper, if you don't make a move
Yeah.
for this woman, I swear to God.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Lindis is a simp. Absolutely.
Like,
So-
even in my notes, I wrote her as a queen.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yes.
So, yeah, you just watch her like interrogate this poor man who you don't know anything about this dude, but you can tell just from the way she talks and the things she asks him about. She must know him from somewhere, either in a professional setting or outside of this in some other online form. She would know this person. But
Oh.
yeah, they're not talking about anything important. It's more just a very intense social battle.
Okay, so yeah, so D's just gonna like tune that out right away. Like, not interested. Go back to his drink and just like keep vibing and trying to see if he notices anybody else.
Yeah, so I'll say for free that you investigate around. The only other person here that seems to be of any note, at least in terms of what they might know, would be the person Legacy is talking to. But he personally doesn't seem like a very individually powerful person.
Okay.
Yeah, but Lindis, now that you are back, you and Kaya had walked back to the glass elevator, and a few people got out. You went inside and saw that there are lower level options on the door, as like little sleek looking rectangular buttons that are, all of them are unlabeled. You just see one that is the surface, and then 9 or 8 below that one. 9 total, 8 below that one. And you don't see any way to activate them. So like you'll see that there is like a little area, sort of, when you swipe your credit card, not like through a machine, but you hover it over a pad and it will read the card. There's one of those little pad areas there, and those buttons don't seem to be highlighted as like selectable options. But from all of your internet like sleuthing, or not sleuthing so much as just popularity and research and what you've heard people talk about, there's not been any talk about needing ID of some sort to get to the lower levels. It's just a matter of knowing the right people. But you were not privy to any sort of way to get down to the lower levels. At least you don't have that offhand.
Yeah.
You think the little one could hack this?
Did you just call her the little one?
I am living not being 5 feet tall. Let me have this.
We could ask Legacy's new boy toy how the corporation got down. As I say that, I like to text Legacy to do this.
Seems like a plan.
Yeah, Legacy, you get a text from Lindis asking about this. So you can speak to each other through text messages basically freely, because this area there's no restriction on digital communication in this area.
I'm over here like, wait, y'all have phones?
Legacy kind of puts out a little huff by being distracted. She was working on getting some more free drinks. And she'll kind of look over to Marcus, and I guess they've been getting along so far after the big scary people left for him. And she's kind of tilts her head and is like, so all of the rest of your people are like downstairs, right?
Oh,
What's even
yeah.
down there?
I he like puts his elbows on his knees and just goes, I went down there like probably a little bit before I came back up and started talking to you, but it's a bunch of like private rooms and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird vibe. It definitely feels less welcome than this sort of place. But yeah, I mean, I got I don't really know how it works, but we got special access granted through the connections at the company. So yeah, I got, and he holds out his hand. And you know how you have a like little digital hologram keypad that comes out of your wrist, Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
He flicks his wrist open Spider-Man style, and you can see that there is a stream of information that starts to make this sort of barcode pattern. And he just goes, "Yeah, it's an encryption of some kind. I don't know how it works. I'm not gonna fuck with it. But yeah, this is they gave me this, physically gave it to me when we got here. I think the upper levels are basically just pretty public facing, but to get to the lower levels, you gotta know a guy."
And she'll like take his arm again. She's probably gotten used to her like just randomly like, hey, let me look at your cybernetic at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't flinch.
she kind of like looks at it. Is this something that she could try to replicate, or does it look like something she would have to drag him along?
It could be replicated, but it would be very difficult to do it without being noticed, and it would be very difficult to do perfectly. Given what you know, you look at this sort of encryption, and your first instinct is, this is really complicated. I don't think I could spoof it without a lot of sit down time to really mull it over, but I could just copy it, though that would still take a little bit of time and effort. But you could do it here. You'd have to get a little bit more time with it.
And to start operations, get legs in a private room. Let's go. We're
Yeah.
on wingman duty, Kaya.
Woo!
So
Let's go.
so
Get it.
the dude like looks at you and just goes, so Jinx, we've kind of been, I don't know, here for a while, and he's like kind of twiddles his fingers. You're still holding his arm, but he twiddles those fingers a little bit, and he just goes, "Yeah, you, do you kind of, is there?" And he points between himself and you. And just goes, the downstairs area is, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's like, who and he reaches with his free hand and grabs a drink on the table it's mostly melted ice and like remnant alcohol, and he takes a sip of it.
This poor man.
But he looks at you and just goes, he closes his eyes and opens them and just goes, "Do you want to get out of here? I could show you the downstairs rooms if you want. I technically have a room down there. But we also don't have to stay here." And he gestures to like the room.
Legacy kind of tilts her head for a minute and watches him, just lets him suffer. Just sits there for a second. And then
He is.
she
He is suffering.
she smiles like, sure. I'm actually kind of curious. It's my first time here too, so I'm wondering what was down further in the pyramid anyway. Do you think you could let my friends see too? Because it's their first time here too.
He gets a little red in the face and then goes, "Your friends?
She
Too?"
will hook her arm through his and kind of smile up at him. No, you're all mine. They just want to see.
Whoa! Wow. He like is totally caught off guard by this. You know that image of Plankton where he's like, "Wow, I never thought I'd get this far." He just looks at you and goes, "I have never been watched before, but I'm willing to try anything once, I guess."
Oh gosh. So
He grabs another like half like a drink with like a lot of condensation and a little bit of melted ice, and then drinks that all the way down and just goes, "Fuck it. Yeah."
this guy's going to go blackout drunk before the end of this. There's all this alcohol to settle his nerves.
Yeah, just get him drunk enough to like knock out. Leave a note with your number with him and leave.
Wow.
Let's hustlers this motherfucker.
Don't rob him.
I know what Legacy's gonna end up doing. Hopefully by the end, if he doesn't like die, but we'll see.
He doesn't die.
Hi, Kate. You popped in.
I love that Kate popped in at this exact time.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, this
So-
poor man.
Legacy will kind of pop out. I imagine like she's trying to integrate as much of she can into her arm for just ease. And she's like text really fast, like using one hand on like her palm or some shit. Like,
Mhm.
we're coming. And
Yeah.
just grabs Marcus's hand and heads to the elevator.
And D, you're sitting up on the the upper walking area, and you watch Legacy stand up with this strapping young man and start to sashay. For the record, I don't know if you were told what he's wearing, but he is wearing effectively like a suit, like a vest, a black vest with a bow tie and no undershirt, with black trousers and shoes.
Oh God.
He's kind of like one of those like archetypical
It's a Chippendales
what
dancer.
the fuck is it? Yeah, Chippendale dancer
Oh.
type guys. But he has two cybernetic arms from the shoulders down.
It's not any worse than what Legacy's got on at this point.
Oh yeah, for all intents and purposes, everyone here in terms of our fashion today is a total disaster. Everyone is a hot, sexy disaster. But that's what you get in the future of 2020. But yeah, Kaya and Lindis, you get that text from Legacy, and you see them start to make their way over to the elevator.
Can D follow like a little bit further behind, but like, you know.
Try to slip into the elevator like you belong there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that. I will also say, Kate, now that you're here, you being a hot influencer absolutely would have gotten an invite with minimal effort on your part. So you could have been just meandering about this club area, having an absolute fucking time, getting drunk and just messing with people, doing your thing, posting, getting lots of hits.
Yes. Definitely, she doesn't know or probably even realizes there's a mission going on, and she's just there to make connections for her OnlyFans account.
Kate, I
Oh,
must
yeah.
ask this. How are we pronouncing your character's name?
Karen,
Karen.
it's definitely not Karen.
Karen. Gotcha.
Karen. Okay.
Yeah, she's the worst. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I want
Karen,
to
you
freak out Marcus more. Karen just walks in the elevator and Legacy's like, "Hi."
It's like, hi,
yeah,
have you been?
so Karen, you're also on one of the upper areas. And you see Detective D, your good like noir gruff but lovable buddy, leaning over the edge of the railing a little bit, obviously watching someone, and you can without any issue track his eyes to see Legacy below with an absolute hunky boy hanging off of her arm.
Oh,
This dude, you've seen that look. This is the look that men would give you. Then you are just
shit.
you are overcome with a lot of emotions about this. Undoubtedly.
This hunky boy hanging off of like 4'10" tall, tiny ass Legacy.
Shit. Am I on the same floor as Detective D, or am I like one?
Yeah, you're on the same floor. There's couches and lounge areas all throughout. You're just on one up on the upper walking area, and you can see Detective D, and you have a pretty good view of the club because you're in one of the nice like high not high priority, but like slightly fancier than your average club area. And
Sorry.
you have like the lower cut couches where like there's a lot of people sitting near these like weird fancy shaped tables and shit, but you see Detective D off to the side
Okay,
without
so
any issue.
Corinne and her like drunken stupor is gonna be pissed about like this hunky man like smuggling, right? And she's gonna go over and grab Detective D and start dragging them towards the couple and trying to emulate what they're doing right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, D, are you gonna resist this? Cause like you're in full prowl mode, and then you just get this weight on your arm as a person just bodily grabs you and starts to like swing. You can feel the intensity of the hip swing, like, and you haven't even registered who's pulling you yet.
Like, just I feel like you'd just like look over and just be like, I'm trying to follow them. What are you doing?
I'm trying to make them jealous, babes. Come on, let's go. And she's just gonna like keep dragging it along.
Begrudgingly follows. Just
and like laughing like so fakely, trying to like get their attention. Like,
Oh my god. Okay.
oh
my
god, it's so oh god.
All right, Karen, I want you to make me you're an influencer, so I want you to make me a cool check. Cool is your charisma stat. I want you to roll to see how convincing you are with like seeming nonchalant, like, yeah, I've got a hot boy too. It's no NBD. No big deal. Because you had like a little bit of a following in your area over there, and so
Yep.
now they just watch you just bolt for this random shady looking motherfucker and start to just wander away, and they're like, whoa, where the fuck did she go?
Oh god.
I told you guys she's cursed, y'all. Okay.
So that would be your
1d6?
2d6.
Oh,
So
2d6.
yeah, so I will set up And what is your cool stat?
It's a +3, I believe.
+3. And do you have
Yeah.
any specialties that are related to like being an influencer or an Instagram model or being?
I have, let me see, a +1 to social. Actually, that's not it. Her talent is big mood, which is for sexy checks, but that doesn't really help right here.
I think that would probably contribute because you're trying to look like you're trying to give off this big mood of like, hey, look at me, I am important and hotter than you.
Okay, so she has that as well. So she +3, and then that. Okay, let me do math. That's, I believe, 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
So you start to sashay with D, who immediately relents. And you can hear from behind you the crowd that had been kind of gathering, and you don't know any of their names. You barely remember half of their faces as you walk away. They're just a bunch of fucking dorks. You literally only wanted them for their follows, which they all did, of course. So as you're walking away, you hear them just go like, "Oh my god, who the fuck is that? Was that dude standing here the whole time? He's kind of mysterious. Holy shit. Are they dating? My god, that's amazing." And then you hear like one or two people like start to take snap videos and being like, "I just saw Ka Ren," and then you hear their voice fade into the distance.
Yes.
You get the impression that they are like your social status has remained intact, even though you did something that is like otherwise like a faux pas of just up and leaving in the middle of the group. You have successfully like intimidated them out of doing anything and like saying bad shit, and they're all impressed with how fucking cool you are.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Legacy and Legacy, you and Marcus get to Lindis and Kaya just a few seconds before D and Karen will get there. And if you walk up, Marcus like sheepishly waves his free hand and just goes, hi there, ladies. It's a pleasure to see you again. I was told that I was informed that we might want to go to the lower levels. And just like looks at you both.
I'll keep a girl waiting. Come on, let's go.
Okay. And
You
he
tell
starts
him what he
to
wants to hear without the truth.
he starts to shuffle along with you, and right around this time, you notice D and Karen disembarking from the stairway to the walk up above. And he like Marcus like does a double take and just goes,
We should hold the elevator for him. And I quickly wait for them.
that is not technically allowed.
Oh. Too late.
I mean,
Let's go. Don't keep us waiting.
Well, so you guys rush in. Karen, roll another influencer check. Basically the same thing you just did to see how popular, if your popularity is high enough that he would recognize you.
Flip. Then do I add my cool to that?
Yes, you
Or
would
no?
add your cool, and then if you have anything that relates to your like stardom or popularity, that would probably apply here too.
I have the hey, I know you trait.
What does that do specifically?
I'm pulling it up because I honestly don't remember. It's been so long.
Ooh, okay.
Because I'm a bad player.
Well, I think it's when the person has to roll to see if they know Karen.
I believe so. I think. Oh, here it is, right here. When you meet a new character during a mission, you may roll 1d6 to see if they know you. If the result is 5 or 6, they do, and your next social roll against them is boosted.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6.
Okay. But that was a 10 with that.
Yep, that's a 10 with your cool.
So it'd be cool if I could do so one. That's a 3. So that means they have no idea who I am.
They don't know who you are. Marcus does not recognize you in any meaningful capacity, but he does recognize that you are also a hot girl, and now he is like, what is going on?
It just ends up with Legacy like seeing Karen like moving towards this elevator very loudly. She just groans and just like hides her face against his arm.
Really, you've never met Ka Red before. She's more famous than even I am.
You're
a lucky man.
All just know each other?
Oh no, I've never met them
weird
before.
about it.
Never met them before.
I don't know if I'm allowed to take all of you down. I mean, you three, I obviously, I mean, we have a room, and he looks at Legacy and just kind of goes like what, kind of asking like, can you fucking help me out here? I don't know if I don't think I should take them down. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Legacy just looks up at him and says, "Well, I thought we were going down. Are we not going down anymore?"
Roll. There's gotta be some social thing for that. I would say probably roll to intimidate him or something, because he's gonna be like immediately like rebuffed by that and like, what? No. So go ahead and roll. Roll cool.
Wasn't necessarily her intimidating. It was like her trying to put him into the leadership position.
Yeah. Yes. I'll say that for you're trying to like incentivize him as being the important one to make the decision here, and he gets to call the shots, but like with the soft implication that he should just let y'all go down.
Can I help with this?
How do you want to help?
As she's saying this, I kind of want to just like lean in and like breathe on his neck a little bit.
Oh God.
Okay.
Holy shit!
His brain.
Exactly.
We'll say roll a separate for just Lindis. Roll just a separate flat cool check to see if this works on him. And if it does work, I will give Legacy advantage.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh fuck!
So, and what is the specialty that you're using here?
Oh, I forgot to take off specialty. Take that off. It's
That's
just
fine. That's
11.
That's still an 11. That's still really fucking high. So yeah, you like lean in and breathe a little bit on the back of his neck, and you hear him just go then yeah, Z, roll one more d6 and then take the highest two of the three.
What I already
So
had.
it's still 8. That's fine. He goes, we're still gonna go down. We're gonna go down. And he holds out his wrist and flicks it back, bringing out the barcode, and the elevator immediately shuts. And the first level below the top one lights up, the second level. Hold on 1 second. What is it?
This poor man. This poor, poor man. I feel so bad for him.
You shouldn't. He's the luckiest man alive right now.
Yeah,
Um,
so it goes to the second level. And he just kind of cracks his neck and is like, okay. He is very clearly trying to psych himself up for what's going on because he is also very clearly nervous. But yeah, after a minute, the elevator doesn't ding. You just hear the soft like boo, and then the doors slide open, and you are greeted with a hive like a hotel hallway with a large spread of different doors, or not different doors, but uniform doors, but all of them like with a different number on them. It looks very, very distinctly like a hotel. But as you are greeted, the music is a lot more dull. But the atmosphere is much more intimate. And you Legacy, you hear this for free. You just hear him like audibly gulp.
Aww.
And he just takes a step forward and just goes, shall we? I think I'm in room, oh boy, I think like 44? And like he flips his wrist out and checks it again and just goes, yeah, down this way. And as you're walking, he turns back and says, right, so I guess drinks to the room if you're all into it.
This is the floor where I'm supposed to be headed, right?
This is before what?
The floor I'm supposed to be headed to, right? The correct floor?
Yeah, so the floors have like more and more information on different things happen on different floors. You might find new people on this floor, and you might not. There's not like a floor that you need to head to.
You just know that you need to go down.
Yeah, going down is where you'll find more information. But yeah, the guy starts walking towards the room and like pulls up a communication on his wrist and starts to flip through and order drinks. If for no one else but himself.
Legacy is keeping up with him, is like keeping her arm laced through him because it feels like he needs some emotional support at the same time through all of this. But she's kind of trying to slow him down just a little bit rather than him like speed walking. She's just like taking it in. Very clearly taking her time to look around to give herself and other people time to kind of look around.
Yeah, so if anyone has any sort of perceptive ability, you can roll me probably clever.
Okay.
I would say clever to notice certain things. If you have any perceptive bonuses, you can add those.
That's me.
Can we roll clever just for shits and giggles?
Roll, yeah, you don't have to have a perceptive thing. You can roll clever to just look around, and you can make the case to me to use perception from another base stat, but you'd have to make a case as to why it should be cool or quick.
I don't know why it's not working. Oh, oops. Oh, that thing was the Karen roll. I think was me. I accidentally.
Okay, so you're the 8.
Yeah, I was the 8.
Okay, so 8,
I know.
10, 10,
Ow.
12.
Damn, Kaya.
Yeah. So, Karen. Wait, did Karen roll on her own?
I don't think so. I think
She
the 8
no,
was
she's
me.
not paying attention.
Okay. Okay. So I'll say that as you're all walking, you can all notice that the rooms there are doors on them that are matte black that match the type of mystique of the elevator. They're glass doors, but they are opaque in that you can't see through them, and every time you walk by, you just see your reflection shoot across it as you pass it. The halls and the carpet are this deep red color, and there are low red and dark lights that kind of intensify the sort of sultry atmosphere of this area. As you're walking, you can very, very clearly tell, Kaya, that the rooms and the walls, these are sound absorbing. The carpet and the actual material on the wall, there's a metal undercover for the actual construction, but on top of it there is a synthetic material that is sort of plush, meant to just reduce sound from walking through the hallways, or sound from inside the rooms to keep sound from getting out.
Huh.
But you can see there's not really anything in the halls per se. As you're walking, the hallway curves slightly. You get the impression that it's built like a ring structure, and there are hallways that intercede and go inward to make more and more rings, allowing for more and more rooms. But this entire floor seems to be comprised of just basically private, rentable bedroom areas. And after another minute or two of walking, Marcus tugs on your arm and just goes, "I'm right here, I think." And he's looking at the door and then checks his wrist, and then holds his wrist up to the door, and you hear the soft boom, and then the door slides open silently. And inside the room, you see a massive circular bed, bigger than a California king. There's plenty of pillows on it. On the sides of the walls, you have a long and flat L couch, which is perfect for laying down on. It's got enough room for a bunch of people to sleep over and hang out. There's
Sleep
a
over?
there's a bottle of iced drink on a table, positioned in the center of the bed, and there is a low thrum of moody music that plays, and it's very, very faint, but you can hear it because you can tell it's there, because if there wasn't any music, you would hear just the sound of your own breathing. It is so insanely quiet. And to D, who is who has got a keen eye, D looks up and notices that there is a large, actually not even just above the bed, the actual ceiling to the room is a mirror.
Oh God.
So you have entered, and
Piper, no.
you see, oh yeah, just like that. Marcus looks at Karen and D and just goes, I will let you have the room later? Or maybe actually, and he goes in and presses a switch on the wall. There is a door on the opposite end of the room that the door blends in seamlessly with the wall. The walls inside here are also have that matte reddish texture that like just totally muffles sound. And when he presses it, part of the wall recedes and slides open, revealing a very glamorous, lots of walking space bathroom and jacuzzi tub. And he
Ooh.
gestures in there and says, "You are welcome to the tub with, who are you?" And he looks at Karen.
She's just gonna be like texting on her phone and like taking some selfies and pictures of the room, and definitely is already posted on social media pretending that this is her room. And so she's just gonna like flick her hair. She's gonna be like, "Thanks, babe. I'm Karen," and then she's just gonna like grab like Detective D and start walking towards the tub
Okay.
and fake laughing all the way.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why this
Legacy
is
just
helpful,
face
but
palms.
Oh.
Legitimately face palms.
Detective D kind of turns back, like, and looks at everybody like, "Oh my god, help me!"
We need help ourselves. What are you talking about?
Marcus Marcus is like super confused. He's just watching this whole thing transpire, and he's just like, "Are we all on the same page?" And he doesn't say it, but he's got this clear look of like, I don't know if we all have the same understanding of what is happening.
Yeah, hold on.
Um,
Do
so-
Lindis and Kaya know what Legacy like?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we know.
Yeah, that's why I made a chaos roll. I'm ordering like 20 drinks on this guy's tab. Linus's
Oh,
current
no.
Linus's current plan is to get this guy stupid drunk so that Legacy has enough time to replicate the chip
So you
party plan.
you actually see alongside the wall, there is what appears to be a almost flat fridge type structure.
Okay.
Were it an actual fridge, it would push out into the hallway where you walked. It's basically on the opposite side of the door. Within arm's reach of walking inside the room, you see on this like screen / door, a menu of different drinks, and you just press whatever looks fancy
That's
or
the one on
gourmet.
every bottle.
Detective
Yeah.
Whatever looks
Detective
strong.
D just like puts his whole hand like on it and just like presses everything and like grabs as much as he can before he goes with Corinne.
And if you do that, he just like Marcus reaches for it and just goes, "That's on my boss's tab."
Well, tell your boss thanks.
There's no way. And he's going to try to start to cancel some of the orders. A few of them start to go through though. And he cancels a few unless somebody stops him. But after a minute, you hear a soft like woo, and then on the couch there is a sliding noise, and a table raises up
Ooh.
and it slides open, and the sides of it opens like in the middle, and the chest area reveals an iced compartment with 4 glasses and the 3 of the bottles you ordered. And he looks and just goes, "Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot of booze.
Oh, trust
Are
me.
we
Yeah.
really gonna drink all of that?"
Well, yeah.
Cheers.
Detective D just grabs a bottle.
I don't even know your name.
I don't know
Me
yours
too.
either.
He holds up a finger and just goes, "Oh, it's and he like puts a hand to his chin and just goes, "I guess that's kind of how it do here." But he looks to Legacy and says, "Well, when in Rome," he
Yeah.
gestures to the drink and just goes, "Drink and fuck like the Romans do."
Legacy will, because there was already a bottle on the bed, right? That just like came
Yeah,
with the room.
there's a bottle that came with the room.
She's already grabbed that one and is offering it to him.
So to get to that bottle, you would have to climb onto the bed. It is in the middle of the bed.
Okay.
Okay. So you start
So she like climbs
clambering.
onto the bed, grabs the bottle, turns around, is like crisscross applesauce, holding it out to him.
He just blinks and just goes, uh, fuck it, and he like starts to climb onto the bed and follow you. And yeah, all right. If it's gonna be drinking contests, we're gonna need to roll some tough rolls.
Oh god.
Oh, Lindis isn't actually like full on drinking. Like she's like sloshing her drink around, spilling some of it, diluting it with water. Like she's not hard
Okay,
drinking.
so you're being cheeky with it. All right, roll
Yep.
roll clever to see if he notices. He's already pretty tipsy, so it's not likely that he will. But roll just a clever roll.
And
And
Could
if
I
you have
actually-
anything,
instead
Well, can I give
roll
her
for?
advantage by like distracting him?
yes.
Hmm.
You.
I was gonna
well,
say the same
actually,
thing. Yeah.
I will say anytime for the purposes of like trying to deceive or take advantage or like try to make Marcus not see or miss something or notice something, you will have a boost because he is so distracted by Legacy. And a boost is you roll 3d6 instead of 2.
Ooh.
You just keep 3d6.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you're just doing that like fake like haha, oops, more drink spill, better get more, and he
Yes.
falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. He does not suspect a thing. He is like at this point, it is very, very obvious that he is like antsy and staring at Legacy this whole time. And he is very hesitant to make any sort of move. But he is also. Hold on, I'll roll to see if he can bullshit it. He isn't exceptionally good at it. He like there's a handful of times where Legacy roll 3d6 plus clever. Yeah. There you catch him throughout the moments of drinking and I guess just like soft flirtation. He is staring at you, at your friends, at all of your chests, at all of your butts. He is like he's not saying anything, but he is very much catching trying to like side eye that shit. Not slick at all.
Do you actually want you actually want this man or not?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
I was not intending on Legacy actually sleeping with somebody this time, but
But
I would also like to at least not fuck things up with Marcus because he's kind of cute.
you need to start singing sha la la la.
Yeah. Like,
I made a crazy gremlin hacker, and then fucking Joe decides we're going to do Sex Club as the first mission. So
We could also
I
just
didn't
get him so
expect you
drunk.
to lean super. I was not expecting the gremlin to be the one who's like flirtatious and like overtly the one who's got the first in.
yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm
Detective
just
D-
letting you guys run this whole mission. She's out of her element. Like,
I feel like Detective D is just like waiting for them to start something, and then like he'll just punch him like from the back to knock him out.
No.
what if
We
we
also
get
just
him
get
to
him
pass
so
out?
drunk he blacks out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what
So
if
he
we
just
get-
thinks he blacked out.
Like I
Yeah, and we leave a note, make it think that you guys actually.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Oh my
Legacy
god.
Legacy will pull his arm around her and cuddle up close to him to distract him more and feed him more alcohol, hoping he will go down.
Okay, roll a. I'm gonna say try to persuade him because at this point he's very drunk and he's like, I don't want to. I shouldn't drink anymore. That's not a good idea. I'm gonna get sick.
Is this 3D plus?
It would
cool?
be, yeah, it would be 3d6 plus cool to charm him into trying to drink more. You could try to convince him to drink in another way, but I'm assuming you will charm him.
Yeah. Because the only other thing she could try to do is drink some herself, and she's already a couple of drinks in too, so she does not need to be any worse off than she is if she wants to hack.
Drinking contest with Kaya.
So you rolled a 10. Okay. So so what do you say to try and convince him?
Oh God, Joe, I'm not good at this shit.
That's fine. I mean, you could just be like, "Oh, you just come on, just what? It's fun. It's like your boss's dime or whatever." You just remind him that he has that this is exactly like the fun kind of dumb bullshit that he has access to do and should
Yeah,
participate in
he-
with no guilt,
Yeah,
no shame.
She'd probably go with that approach of you're not even paying for it. You're being paid to have fun right now, and you have three gorgeous women in your room with you. Have fun.
He furrows his brow a little bit and kind of scrunches up his nose and he just goes, "Yeah, fuck it and my boss." And he takes a bottle that's accidentally empty and he just goes, "Not this one." And he grabs another one and starts to drink from the bottle and he kicks it all the way up and takes one or two big gulps and then pulls it down. He spilled a little bit on his face and just goes, and he pinches his nose and he's like, "Oh fuck, I got some in my nose. That's not hot. Oh shit." And he pinches the bridge of his eyebrows. But after a handful of just one or two more of those convince him to drink way more moments. Meanwhile, you and Lindis and Kaya, I imagine Kaya, you don't even have to participate in this. Kaya, you could just sit on the couch and drink whatever you want, and he'll look over at you and be like,
He's into
"Hey,
that shit.
cheers, strong girl."
Yeah, she's nursing a beer that she's had since she found Legacy, and whenever he looks over, she just holds it up cheers.
Yeah, so between the peer pressure of taking it out on your boss and his absolute infatuation with Legacy, he starts to get really, really tipsy. And he stumbles off the bed for a second. He just goes, "I got to go really quick. Just a second. It'll be fine." And then and does a weird pelvic thrust and almost stumbles over and carries himself over to the bathroom, opens the door. D and Karen, you've just been hanging out in there?
I feel like D is just trying to push Karen away from him while drinking and just waiting for this dude to go through the door so he can sock him.
Oh god, don't
No.
sock him. Don't sock him.
Not the baby.
Correct.
So
No.
you,
Definitely.
all right, D.
correct.
He opens the door and he sees you and Karen, and he just goes, "You guys haven't even taken your jacket off. Are you
What
gonna
is-
hit him?
Yeah.
All right, roll tough.
Uh,
If you have any melee stuff, throw it in there. Let's do it.
Oh,
You're gonna
no.
wallop this dude. Your roll to hit him and knock him out will also be boosted because he is fucking trashed.
Okay, so it's a 3d6.
Yes.
It's 3d6 plus tough plus if any specialties that you have related to
Okay.
fighting.
Yeah, because I have a specialty to fighting, so that's what's fun. Okay, cool. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
fuck.
how do you want to knock him out?
Just right in his face. Or actually, you know what? Not in his face because I'm pretty sure they want to like keep his face intact. So just like right on the throat, just click.
Yeah. So
Message.
he opens the
Right on the
door,
jugular.
like notices you're like both still clothed, and he's like, "That's weird." And then you just fucking chop his throat, and he just goes, and then stumbles and falls over, bonks his head against the wall, and he slides to the ground.
Lucas
He's
immediately
out.
as he goes down is up and pops her head through the door, looks D in the eye, points at Marcus, put him on the bed.
Kaya will help her and help him.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
Yeah.
So starts dragging him to the bed.
Yeah, like lift him up. All right, Kaya's got an idea.
As you lift him up, you can hear him immediately start snoring, like just
All right, so like, what's he wearing again?
he is wearing a
The Chippendale outfit.
yeah, basically a Chippendale outfit, except
What's
he's wearing
that?
trousers.
Oh,
So
you poor baby.
What is Chippendale?
I
Is
forgot
that like
that you were the young
aren't
one
those-
of the group.
aren't those like
In Amy's
chipmunks?
defense, I don't know what that is either.
So he is wearing a tuxedo vest, but no shirt, so it's just bare skin.
Oh.
He has cuffs on his wrists. He has a bow tie that matches the black vest, and he's wearing black dress trousers and like fancy shoes. The reason why he's wearing that is because it shows off the metallic arms he has, because they are also black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the vibe, the general vibe of the area is like dress to show off your prosthetics, your cybernetics or your prosthetics
Which
or
is
whatever
why,
you
as
may
soon
have.
as you sat down on the couch, Legacy reached over and like rolled up what was like what little sleeve you had on your jumpsuit, so that
Yeah.
your entire arm
Right.
was showing.
Right. Okay. So like, Kaya's got a plan, and will D
Terrified.
help her?
Sorry.
What's the
Will
plan?
Double D help her with this plan? To put him in
Yeah.
the bed.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If he had a shirt, I would like unbutton the very top button and like leave a note with Legacy's number on it.
So
Oh my
Legacy's
God.
actually going to, because he seemed like he had some data stuff in his arm, right?
Yes. So yeah, he had the actual like the quote unquote ticket he had in his arm.
So is there some way that she could leave a message like in his cybernetic?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could easily like if nothing else, you could get information about him, like probably his cell phone number or something like that, other personal information, by accessing his personal, what would be like his cell phone, and handing it to him,
She
or and
will-
leaving it to him to find.
What I want to do is like do some type of digital, like leave a note of
Mhm.
like it was really fun and come find me, and she'll leave her gremlin tag.
Oh my God, you'll leave a like your gremlin handle.
Yeah,
Oh.
because that's her white
Okay.
hat handle. So if he's good enough to find her, okay. If he's not, then okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
And
you actually you without everyone can see you do this as you like grab his wrist and pull it over. You've seen this sort of cybernetic type before. You deftly open up like a hollow pad on his arm and set it to leave a note that you can actually handwrite. Think like prestidigitation level of like you are writing in the air, and it will save that digital imprint of the note,
Aw.
and it will just shoot disappear into his wrist.
And then she will make sure that he is not gonna die in the bed. He is comfortable for being blackout drunk. And then she will start copying his shit.
He is gonna be hungover as fuck. He is going to have such a glaring headache. A bad glaring headache. There is no saving him from that. But despite that, you leave a note. You prop him up on the bed. Give him like a couple of pillows to kind of like cuddle up to, so that he's not gonna fall over and just vomit and be gross. Yeah, and when you prop him up, he rolls over and just kind of and he continues to snore really loudly.
Pat him on the head.
But yeah, make note that you left your white hat hacker name with him. Oh, you can leave water for him all day, but I don't know if he's gonna wake
Wasn't
up in
there
time to
some
drink the water
sort-
before the hangover just fucking assaults him.
Wasn't there some, or am I just thinking of a different sci-fi setting? I might be thinking of a different.
What?
Wasn't there something in like the drugs in something that was like anti-hangover or anti, like a neutralizer?
There are alcohol, like you can get a filter in your liver that will actually process alcohol at a faster rate so that you can drink more and get hungover less. But you're not sure if he has that or not. It's hard to show off internal cybernetics in that regard. But yeah,
I think it was SynComp that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can order him like a drink or some sort of like like multivitamin water or some shit. Order him Pedialyte. So that in the morning he wakes up and he's like, "Ah, yes, Pedialyte, thank God."
I'll try
but
to
yeah.
order something that I might know of and like just leave it on the table.
Perfect. So while you're doing this, I will also say roll clever. I will say that you can try to, while you're fucking around on his cybernetic, you can try to pull any information regarding the Black Pyramid ticket off.
Clever. I have a cybernetic specialty, so will that help me as well?
Yep. You know what? I will say that will help you.
And will my ghosting specialty help me at all here? Probably not.
Your what?
Ghosting specialty?
Ghosting, no.
Double check this thing. I have one active. Okay. Use a clever. Okay. No, guys, stop fucking around with the boy toy. Okay, he's done. He's done for tonight. Leave him alone.
We gotta tell a story.
How do you spell your gremlin handle? Is it GR3ML1N?
Yes.
Okay. 9. All right. So you're looking through his cybernetic and you think, "Oh shit, I could probably try to pull off that Black Pyramid ticket." And you look at it, and this cipher is a fucking advanced cipher. You looking at it could probably piece together the components that would give you access, but it would take some time unless you wanted to try and use some sort of asset to try and further your goal on this.
I don't have any asset that'll help me in copying that. I have a ghosting asset
But you
and a data
do.
bomb.
But you do see, you have another arm attached to somebody that has a computer in it. You have his assets.
Yeah, but if I fuck up his assets, then he'll be in trouble.
Be real
You
here.
made him too likable for us to just use.
um,
Doesn't seem like I made him likable enough that you didn't use him, because you're using him right now.
Yeah, we're being nice about it.
okay, so
Fair.
tell me again what I find out about this cipher, because it just came in my brain and then left.
So yeah, so you find out this is really advanced, and you could probably pull together the pieces that would let you figure out how it works, but it would take a little bit of time and it would be a little bit more difficult unless you had some sort of hacking suite or asset that would allow you to crack through it or parse it faster. It could be anything. Basically just like any assets or anything that you could think of could possibly apply in speeding up the process, or at least pulling something off of it.
So, actually, it's worked how I think it works. Dun-dun. Spend 1 prep to activate during a hack. Gain advantage on your next 3 hacking rolls on this network. So if I spend a prep to activate my data bomb, could I
Yeah.
try to it would give me advantage to try and copy this cipher?
Yes, I would say so. Here's the thing. Databomb says you get 3 rolls for the actual network. His arm, the ticket, is not connected to the actual Black Pyramid. So I would let you get 3 attempts to pull information off of it. The more successes you get, the more you're able to pull, which basically in turn gets you more and more access.
Okay.
So you would have 3 rolls at advantage to hack.
Okay.
Which I think it would work doing so in lieu of time. You could, in theory, continue to roll without advantage and eventually pass the check, but it would certainly take much, much longer.
Yeah.
If you use your data bomb hack, I will let it take less than 5 minutes per roll.
Yeah, I
And
guess
it would
I'll
probably
try that because I have some personal prep still that I can use.
Yeah.
So you see her like, this will be the first time that Karen and Double D have seen this, of her just whipping out this like cord from her arm and actually physically plugging it into this man's cybernetics, and a holographic screen popping up in front of her as she starts typing away on stuff.
I feel like Detective D would just like watch and drink like it's not a big deal. Like, all right.
And in
Corinne's
my
just gonna be
head,
on her phone.
because I am so influenced by the fucking Hackers movie, as soon as she uses one
Yes.
of her like programs, there's like a little animated thing that she has done to like symbolize the program running. And so there's just like some like
Yeah.
cartoon character or some
Yes.
shit.
Like Ed from Cowboy Bebop, just like the little angry smiley faces.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
And
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
that would be 3 of them at advantage. Clever is my hacking. Can I still use my cybernetics bonus since I'm yanking it off of cybernetics?
I would say so. I would be willing to say that you could use that.
Okay, y'all. Stop with the
Go.
how are we gonna fuck with this man? Let me roll.
We're not fucking with them. We are selling our story.
To freely fuck you. Well, that first one didn't roll at advantage, did it?
It did not.
Can
So
I
yeah,
roll that one
re-roll.
again?
I'll let you roll that one again. So your first roll was a 9, your second was an 11, and your third was an 11. Okay.
Hey.
So this is a pretty challenging check. I will let you roll the other 9 one more time, but it will cost you something.
Oh
So,
God, what's it gonna cost me?
so you rolled really poorly on that first roll. But I want you to succeed at this. So you start like hacking through his actual arm cybernetics and start investigating the actual token that has the like security certificates for the Black Pyramid. And as you're sifting through it, you're just finding out how incredibly deep and complex this actual token is. And while you're piecing it apart, I will say you can figure it out, and I will let you re-roll it, and you'll have a higher chance to succeed, but you will leave evidence behind. Or, okay, how about this? I will let you automatically succeed one check, but you will have to, like, it's basically like brute forcing a lock. He will know that someone hacked into his arm and pulled something off of it. Or you can try to roll it. And if you succeed, you don't leave anything behind. But if you fail, you do. So
Oof.
you can guaranteed get it and leave tracks, or you can gamble and maybe get it without leaving tracks, or maybe not get it and leave tracks.
Done. If I'm gambling, leaving tracks,
Mm-hmm.
do I get to add my ghosting specialty to it?
I would say you could add your ghosting or your hacking or your cybernetics bonus, but not both.
Fuck. I don't want to leave. I like Marcus. I don't want to get
What are you
him
gonna
pissed
do?
off.
Are you gonna gamble it? Are you gonna gamble it?
I don't like gambling shit.
Yes,
Not when
yes,
Gamble
You
Do
also
it.
I will just say right now you have failed 3 times
I
and you have
know.
nothing, but you also lost nothing.
I see. That's. So
You were
far, my hacking
close.
rolls have not really worked at all when I've done hacking shit.
Oh, that's not true. You did hack and like pay off rent for like a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
But this Listen, I am the gambling man. I love like risk it all bullshit,
Do it.
but I think it's only fair to tell you like right now, no wins, no losses. You can either get a win and a loss, walk away now, or risk it.
Actually, I only gamble when I'm playing like fucking barbarian characters. I feel comfortable gambling that shit. God damn it.
Just think of this as like gambling as a barbarian, except like a smart barbarian.
Apparently not, though.
Barbarian.
You gotta think.
A barbranian.
Vibranium.
Boo.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I guess I'm gambling it because I don't.
Yeah.
All right, roll again. Same thing with
Believe-
advantage, but you can add your ghosting instead of your cybernetics bonus if you
It's
like.
the same.
It's the same. Okay.
Yeah, it was. It
I
was only
believe in
gonna
you,
go, It was
Dick.
only going to benefit me if I got to use both.
Okay.
Come on.
Of course, as I try to click, my computer won't let me fucking click it. Sign from the gods. Hey.
Hey!
That
Ooh.
is a success.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
Gambling,
So,
everybody.
I don't lose
You-
focus.
you start hacking through it and looking at it and hacking through it and looking at it, and you're just like, this is so fucking complicated, and you're getting really overwhelmed and frustrated, and you're about to give up, and you just kind of drum your fingers on the edge of your keyboard for a second, and then you're like, I have an idea, and you start to elaborate on your idea a little bit and dig a little bit deeper, and it works and it clicks. You get exactly one thing from his certificate. You can have access to one of the lower levels, either level 2, level 3, or level 5.
1, 2, 3, or 5. And we know jack shit about the lower levels, right?
So I will tell you. All right, how about I will give you the names that are so because you're accessing the actual code to this token, I will give you the names for each floor. So the floor you're on now is floor 2. That is lust. Floor 3 is gluttony. And floor 5. Sorry, wait. Floor 4. 4. So 2 is lust, 3 is gluttony, and 4 is greed, not 5. 2, 3, 4.
And are we currently on 2 though? Or are we
Yes,
on
you are
1?
currently on 2. If you were to leave floor 2, you would not be able to get back down. But if you take
Okay.
the token for floor 2, you could go up and down to this floor.
So I will ask the group, which one do we want?
2 Cutie told me that information's 2 floors down from where she is, so that would be floor 3.
Gluttony.
There might be some food.
I will say to make it clear, yeah, Cutie, Too Cute was basically saying once you hit level 3 and below, you start to get into the really illicit shit. So 3 and 4 are your floors that are high likelihood for information. You don't know what you'll find on each. You just know that 3 is gluttony and 4 is greed.
Yeah, and
4 sounds like gambling.
4 sounds like people Legacy does not want to know her face. Or greed sounds like a bad place for a hacker to be.
So,
I
gluttony?
guess she'll take gluttony, because otherwise we're just going into random people's hotel rooms hoping for the best. And that's not going to work well.
Yeah, there's no way to hear inside either, so.
Unless
Okay.
D wants to just punch every single person in this club out.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Okay.
We're going with gluttony
So
to see what happens there.
you take the token for floor 3. You now have you pull that token, or at least you don't pull it, but you copy it onto your own what the fuck is it called?
Hacking suite?
Yeah, your own hacking suite. And you look at the token and you're like, cool. You now have access to the open floor, the first one, and floor 3, which is labeled gluttony. What are you doing now?
If there's any poking around we want to do on this floor, we do it now
Mhm.
before we leave. So,
I don't think there's anything special on this floor, personally.
could I have found information about where the other Tetsuo rooms are from that ticket, or no?
From the token, no. You would know from the token. The nature of the token is it is a priority, or it is like a unique token to that person, and it is meant to not be tracked. This is the type of thing that you come here and all of whatever fuck shit you do is not gonna stay. At least not going to be tied to a specific name.
Gotcha.
I will say, as you are having this conversation, Legacy, roll me a bad luck check.
Oof.
Fuck you.
I will make you roll it with disadvantage next time. Okay, so as you're you
Already
have
tortured me with the do you want to gamble, and now you make me roll bad luck.
yeah. Welcome to DM Joe. So you're sitting there, you finished pulling off the token and you're deciding what to do, and then you notice a notification come up on your shard card. You can actually see some of the notifications coming through to Marcus's personal phone, and you see a text message from someone named Jose, and it says, "What the fuck are you doing? I just got charged $2,400. What the fuck are you doing? Where are you?" There's no punctuation, no caps. It's like the pissed off boss message.
No.
Jose?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, how much was he charged?
$2,400.
$2,400.
Oof.
Here,
Whew.
I'll put a copy of it in here so that you can see like what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go, Linda.
Yeah, she's. Well, I guess she just looks at Linda's and then looks at Kara, and I think we need to pay him back a little bit for the alcohol.
Nah,
Yes.
it's the company, not.
And he
Oh, you
is
got
not a
this.
big boss.
That's what the exact text that you got.
Oof. Oof.
As you get this text message, you look up, and there are 16 bottles that have overflowed from that middle compartment and started rolling onto the couch. You didn't hear it because it's just rolling onto the noise suppressant material.
Is there a way we can send them back if they've not been opened?
You could certainly investigate that option.
Okay, Legacy will go over and see if there's a way to send some back.
There are no buttons on the console that indicate anything about a return. You look up and down the console and you see basically there's literally like a press button to highlight something, and then there's a little timer for probably like 5 to 8 seconds where you can press it again and it will deselect it. But after those few seconds, it buys it for you. As far as you can tell, there ain't no refunds.
Well, I guess we better start drinking them. Detective D just like grabs a bunch of them.
Well, I mean, is there a way to make the machine look broken?
You could definitely try that too. You could try to make it look like it's malfunctioned. I would say if you're going to do that, you could try to mess with the wiring if you pull the actual face of the machine off, or you could try to hack into it. The machine is part of the network of the Black Pyramid.
Mm.
So
That's that extreme hacking.
Sounds sus as fuck.
yeah,
Try to break it electronically first.
yeah. I feel like with that set alarm bells, and we'd have to like run out of the room or something.
It certainly wouldn't be like a Star Wars level like rip 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 alarm. If it is triggered to, it would not be something that you would hear. It would be silent.
Legacy, how much do you like this guy?
It's not even about me liking him. He's just a normal dude. Fucking him over is really bad. He's not done anything to us. He was nice.
All right. I'll try to make it look like it's broken with the wires, but as soon as I mess with it, we're clearing out.
All right, Kaya. Go ahead and roll me. You have electrical engineering?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a clever check with your electrical engineering.
So that'll be a 1 bonus, right?
Whatever number of ranks you have in it.
I
Did
guess
you
I
have
just
it only
one?
selected once?
Yes, I believe
Yeah, then
so.
+1.
Okay. Hmm. Sorry. Man, I have advantage on repairing hardware of any kind. I don't think that includes breaking stuff.
It will help you to make it look like you didn't tamper with it.
Okay,
So you can fuck it up and then like repair just enough so that it covers up your foot track or your tracks.
Okay.
Be 2 rolls?
Just one
And-
for now.
All right. Everyone ready to clear out?
Hey, that's not that bad.
Nice.
All right. So, Kaya, you have your tools always on hand.
Yes.
Literally. So you walk up and reach up to your sleeve and pull off what to the untrained eye looks like, it just looks like a normal screwdriver. But you hold it up, you like trace your fingers around the edge of the screen and you find a seam, a very very faint seam. This is the type of thing that you're like, yeah, okay. The designers, they make it this way so that people don't notice it, but you know it's there. You hold this screwdriver like device up to it, and the end rotates and then turns into a flathead and then bends a little bit. And you
Ooh.
use that as like a tiny crowbar and pop it off very, very gently. It doesn't come like, it doesn't break. It doesn't make any like unnatural like cracking noises. It just clean pops off. Underneath it, you can see there's very, very little wiring. It just goes right into a really layered, complicated looking like FPGA and cybernetic board.
Ugh.
And you're looking at it and you're like, okay, that's all software shit. All I need to do is make it look like the software shit is not working properly. So you like look at the screen and you take that device and you're kind of holding the screen in one hand and your screwdriver in the other. You start to tamper with parts of the FPGA board with a nice delicate touch. So it's not going to just fucking shatter it. But after a second or two of futzing around, you figure out that if you were to just ever so slightly slice this contact it would start randomly buying things. Like nonstop.
Oof.
And as far as you're convinced, that does the job. You can keep looking to see if you can find a better way to hide it. But with a 12, you found a way to basically mimic what behavior you've already expressed in buying a bunch of alcohol.
Okay. Um,
And Legacy
I'm
will
sure-
take the bottles that have been drunk and put them very clearly on the opposite side of the room. So that we know which ones have been drunk, and then the other things are just gonna pop out of the couch forever.
As you're like grabbing bottles and walking across the other side of the room, there's another shipment of 3 more bottles of some type of liquor.
Oof.
As you're watching it, it's like really fancy. There are some really cool looking
Damn,
bottles.
some good ones.
damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
No.
I'm just gonna take that solution, being like, all right, we're good. Puts it
Yeah,
back on.
you very deftly scrape so that the contacts brush up against each other. And the second you do that, the entire screen, every option highlights immediately. And then after a moment, all the little timers ding, and then they all highlight again. And you're
Alright.
like, okay, cool. You start to carefully put the screen back on. Roll me a check to repair it. It won't be
Oh.
too hard because you didn't actually do a heck of a lot breaking it off.
Okay.
And you get that
So,
ability or whatever.
Yeah, so I have advantage?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And I still got that bonus from electrical engineering, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey.
Easy.
Nice.
You like popped it off. You're not even having to repair anything. All you did was pop the screen off, mess with something a little bit, put it right back where it was. Ipso facto donezo. As you do that, you like brush your hands, ready to go. D, from across the room, you just have an inkling of like fingerprints.
Okay. Yeah. So I relate that to everybody. Like, make sure you don't leave any trace of whatever you don't want on it.
Alright.
Legacy's
Kai just
gonna
wipes
wipe
everything.
down some of the bottles that she has touched.
Kai's just gonna wipe down the screen, anything she's touched. I assume she didn't really touch anything on the inside. She just kind of like
Like,
used her
use it.
screwdriver.
Yeah, you didn't touch anything on the FPGA board. You used a tool, so your fingerprints are not on the inside.
Okay, yeah. She just wipes down the screen. It's already fucked up anyway.
I
Puts
have
it
a
to the back.
question. I have
Yeah.
a full body prosthetic. Do I have fingerprints?
Technically no. You would have like a digital fingerprint if you were to do certain things, but you yourself don't actually leave natural fingerprints.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So you all start wiping down things that you've touched and making sure that you don't leave any noticeable trace that you can think of.
And I also tell Karen to not post anything. That's like
Too late.
Too
Too
late.
Corinne, have you posted anything? Did you say yes?
If you look, the Instagram post that she did, which is definitely of the bedroom with the mirror ceiling. Like, she definitely posted that, but pretended that it was her own room.
Don't
Okay.
post anything that has people in it that's not Corinne.
Oh yeah, no, it's just her.
Yeah,
No
she's a
one else.
professional.
Yeah,
She even like made sure to check reflections and everything. She knows this.
yeah. She doesn't want people simping for anyone but her.
Good. Very good.
Fair.
Otherwise, Legacy will hack your shit.
She's dumb, but not that dumb.
Great, cool. So you have your fresh, expensive bottles, and in the amount of time it took you to run through, wipe fingerprints down, and make sure that everything was taken care of, you see that 10 more bottles have come up through the thing and rolled onto the floor. None of them have cracked because it's very plush, but there's a lot of liquor.
Hmm.
And Marcus is just sound asleep. I'm gonna roll to see if. No, he's not getting up. Um,
Well, I just
Yeah,
have an
so-
image of him waking up to like a mound of like just liquor.
He's gonna have a heart attack when he wakes up. This poor man.
Yeah,
This
but hey,
poor
the machine's
man.
broken. No one's at fault.
yeah, so, Legacy, are you still connected to his arm or not anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay, then you are done with you have finished. You've successfully bullshit a way to make it to hopefully get Marcus out of it.
We tried. That's the best she can hope for right now in the middle of fucking cartel hell. So
Yeah. If they come in and they see that it's still being ordered while he's asleep. And
all right, ladies and gent, let's go.
let's go.
Okay, so you step out into the hallway, and there's the soft like of the door closing behind you. And I guess you start making your way back to the main elevator.
Yep.
As you're going, you hear the sounds of like it's kind of unusual because it's extremely quiet and noise doesn't carry normally through these hallways. But you hear what sounds like distant, aggravated grumbling. And as you round a corner back to the elevator, you see somebody walking away. And somebody's just like, fucking God, fucking Jesus, fucking Christ, and rounds a corner, and then his voice is almost entirely cut off and gone.
Oof.
Sure, it's fine.
Yep.
Just keep going. We don't want to get
The-
stuck down in the hotel level.
The elevator slides open for you. It slides open whenever you walk close, Legacy. And you hold out your wrist. The third button lights up and the elevator starts to close and move. After another, like, 30-second pause, you hear the soft ding of the elevator, and the doors slide open. And before you, you see what looks to be like a very high-end opium den. There are people, and if you thought there was a lot of booze before, this puts the previous rooms to shame. The walls are backlit blue and pink neon with bottles and glasses and beers stacked up into the darkness.
Oh.
The tables and chairs, all of them are centered around a table, or like the chairs are centered around a table, which is constructed sort of like a fire pit. There's a lip around the edge, and in the center, instead of a fire, it is a massive cooler that has pods which will distribute drinks. And those order screens can be seen lighting up throughout the room. The lighting here is extremely poor. In some cases, extremely moody, depending on who you ask. But it is hard to see. There is a thin layer of like a smoke that creeps through the room. You see people, both men and women, and some of nondescript gender or form, bent over tables, either snorting something or taking shots or both. There's much more like outward nudity here, where before there was this thinly veiled attempt at like, hey, look at my cybernetics, they're cool and hot and I'm proud of it, and I just use this outfit to accentuate them. Now it has turned into this sort of like primal sexual gorging of need, and it is a mix of incredibly expensive liquors and drugs. Some tables have actual food, and from what you can see, the foods are the type of high-end hoity-toity shit, like expensive caviars, which you know for a fact that on a space station, the caviar is either synthetic or fucking ludicrously expensive because it's imported from Earth.
Mm.
There aren't fish on the station. At least not fish that would produce caviar of a high quality. But this room, it's almost got this ethereal darkness to it, where there is that thin smoke, and there is the very, very low, literally physically low to the ground lighting. There's lighting behind the bottles and lighting around the footing of the chairs and tables, but other than that, there is no lighting. It is very dark, and it seems like the darkness is kind of it's almost, it almost has a magical quality to it, where it makes the room seem like a deep cavern as opposed to what you actually know is a terminating room, like it's an actual physical room. It seems much more deep and vast. But when you walk in, nobody takes notice of you. There's you actually step out from the elevator, and as you look around, the elevator is what normally is set into the wall. The elevator seems to be set in somehow in the middle of the room, but as you walk over to it, you notice that the wall behind the elevator is a perfect reflective glass, which gives the room a much more intense magnitude. It just goes on forever. You don't actually know its wall until you're right up next to it.
Like
But
people
yeah,
just like gathered around individual tables and shit.
it
or
is.
wandering around.
Yeah. There's people who are huddled into different groups and bent over tables. It's not really a place of conversation. There's a lot of people who are just doing drugs and having some sort of intense trip. And this is not like smoking weed. This is drugs, like wild future bullshit, like synth coke and fucking glitter.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very, very strong tonal shift from the other areas, which seem to have like a kind of fun hedonism. This is like a much more intense and volatile version of it. And you kind of get the vibe like, oh yeah, this is probably why Marcus left.
That poor man.
He's like just trying to have fun, and he like goes on to this level. Is there anybody that D recognizes?
So as you start to meander through the darkened area, D, you can see a handful of people that you think you recognize. You actually look, and you can see let me get the names.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you. Huh?
sorry.
No, you're good. You see what appears to be someone you recognize as fucking. Hold on, I can't remember his name. Oh no! You see this man with a slight ponytail, and he's got grayed hair, but it's not all. It's like a little salt and pepper mix. And you as you're looking over there and notice him, he's in a dapper kind of simple but still like ornate and robust wood, like a suit. He l- he seems to be very, very not asleep but deep in thought, or maybe like deep inside of it, like have like well into a trip. Kaya, you look over and that's the dude you bumped into in the men's bathroom.
Fuck, I knew it.
Yeah, that is you. Dead ass were like, oh shit. But D, you recognize him as one of the old money types. He is
Huh?
huh?
Sorry, I was talking to someone.
Oh yeah. So you recognize him as Joseph Diego.
Ooh, is he a part? Isn't he part of the cartel?
You are fairly
Question mark?
certain that if anybody would be part of the cartel, it would be him. He keeps his head really low and out of the news. He's one of the rich folk, but he was like a tycoon back on Earth.
Hmm.
And he migrated up here. He's a type of old money.
Okay.
But that guy, that is a powerful person.
Okay.
You also, as you're sifting through the darkness, you spot um you spot what appears to be a young, like, punk aesthetic kind of person with a snapback and and no shirt, with a lot of tattoos, and he is like very, very, of all the people in the room, he is the most like loud, so to speak, as he's talking to the closer, very, very tight group of friends with him. And you recognize him as Chadley Riles, aka Output Overlord, aka Double O, aka Dio.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of AKAs in there. But you recognize him and Joseph Diego on this floor.
Okay. And let's see. I'll relay that to the group and just tell everybody to get the fuck away from that Joseph Diego guy.
Oh no, that's our guy.
Is that our guy?
That's who we need to talk to.
Oh shit.
So no, I don't think I can.
No. No.
It's like,
No.
Is
If
that
it's
the guy?
This is
That's
cartel
the guy.
smiling.
related.
I mean,
No.
there's a slight complication in the plan.
Oh wait, that's the person you gotta talk to?
We don't
Well,
know
if there's
that.
anybody that would have the info we need, it's him.
If he has what the information we are a special kind of fucked. No.
Just go back to Earth if he does.
Legacy is probably like hiding behind Kaya, but also has like hooked a finger in Lindis's collar to keep her from moving.
Kaya is facing away from the guy. So she's just facing Legacy. She's like looking in the opposite direction.
You all can all see that he leans down on the table and picks up what appears to be some type of strange shaped neon green capsule. And he places it firmly on his tongue and swallows and then sits back in the chair. It's kind of like an easy chair, and lets his head recline, and he closes his eyes. You're not sure if he's asleep or just intense, like deep in thought, but he somehow manages to maintain this like intensity of face while he is doing drugs of this kind, whatever the drug may be.
Can I roll something to see if I can figure out what type of drug it is from the
Yeah.
description of it?
Yeah, I would say you can choose to roll cool or clever.
Okay. Nothing to help me on this, but it's just a basic knowledge check, so. Why did it roll like that?
Oh, did it roll it with advantage because you have advantage 1?
I took it off, I thought. I feel like
Oh.
this. Let me roll again. Yeah, so I took it off. So I feel like the sheet lags. When I add
That's
advantage, it rolls one time without advantage and then starts rolling with advantage. And then when I take advantage back off, it rolls once with advantage.
Okay.
then-
Well, I will take the non-lagged roll
Okay.
for your posterity, because that seems fair. And I'm also a benevolent DM. Don't say I never gave you anything. So you're not super up to snuff, pun intended, on a lot of illicit drugs. You get the impression that what he's taking, given that it's in some sort of pill form, it's probably some type of like a suppressant, like a Dorf of some kind. Because typically the stimulants like hypo or synth coke come in a much, like, you inhale it rather than eat it.
Bro, this is the good shit.
So he's probably taking some type of, like, it might be a type of Dorf that is a numbing agent. It might be some other type of thing, but you're not 100% certain.
But probably something that's not like completely tripping on balls and
Yeah, you would know that the nature of it being a pill form, it's not going to be an intense hallucinogenic. Like, you know what glitter is. Glitter is a fucking easy to spot drug, and it's extremely hallucinogenic. It is not anything like that. Most of the hallucinogenics you see are brightly colored, typically in a powdered material as well, and they are either smoked or like licked or rubbed along the inside of the mouth.
Is he with anybody, or is he just by himself?
There's a handful of people around him that are all in similar types of business attire, and they're all either like rolled over unconscious and like full on asleep, or they are very, very like lethargically, lazily rubbing their face and kind of sweating a little bit, nervous. They're all kind of the same aesthetic though. They all have a suit. They're all kind of crusty white guys. They seem to be some sort of coterie of his. Also, Piper, what was your chaos roll? I want you to do the thing.
oh no. no.
First step, I want to see what I can see if I can make like a mental profile of him just from like the way he acts, if he likes certain things,
Okay.
appearance, and then I'm gonna go in.
No.
Okay.
Hey.
So roll for social sense, I would say you could roll cool or clever, and I would say anything that gives you like like a psychology assessment or something like that, or if you have experience as like I guess like reading body language or something.
My backstory, I was an information broker, or I side dealt. I don't know what that would do.
I would think that that gives you an inkling in terms of like if you were talking to him, you could kind of suss out his intentions or what he wants, but I don't think you would get like a firm grasp of the type of shit he's into. I assume you mean in
just
like a physical sense what he finds attractive or appealing.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think you would get anything like I don't think that that would necessarily help you suss that out.
She rolled a 14 though, so fuck that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
So regardless of that, you look over and this is a man of he is a type of person that holds himself as this like pinnacle of refined taste. He thinks he is this like the way he dresses and the way he acts and how he's somehow aloof at a table that is entirely populated with people that kiss his own ass. He wants to feel like this unique and aspirational cool guy. He is extremely cocky, but not in the same way that like Akimbo Jeff is cocky. His type of preferences would be very probably vanilla. He would like people to acknowledge his superiority, so he would definitely want to be the dominant person. He likes to be affirmed as this like apex like Chad being, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Oh,
Hell yeah, let's go.
Before you go, Kai would like to fill her in that like she can't come get you. He's seen her when she was a delivery person. Don't worry about how. Uh,
Is he drinking anything? And does he have like any food next to him?
Yeah, he has a like a double of some type of bourbon or liquor or whiskey,
Nice.
as such a
Nice.
refined man would.
I'm gonna go
Um,
grab a bottle of bourbon from the counter.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of strange because the bottles here, there aren't bartenders that kind of maneuver around the room. It is basically a come as you will, grab a drink, grab a bottle, just fuck it.
oh
You know,
shit.
this is a room to like fill yourself to excess. So you walk up and grab a bottle of bourbon, no big deal.
Oh yes. Yeah, Detective D is gonna grab a bottle and maybe grab one of the guys that are asleep and put on their clothes and sit next to this dude or around this dude.
Wait, so you're just gonna like grab one of the dudes sitting near him and like
No, not near him. Like somebody like that is kind of away from everybody's like peripheral and like see if I could like, do a little switcheroo. Is there a like is it dark enough for me to do that or is it still like
yeah, it's definitely dark enough for you to kind of
kinda
sneak away and try
yeah.
to surreptitiously. You could try to surreptitiously like outfit swap piece by piece
Yeah.
so that you can assume a different persona. Granted, a lot of the outfit choices here, the wardrobe of choice is much more unusual. So as you get further above, you have the highly sexualized outfits, and down here, it's either people stripped nude or in some type of formal getup. Like this is where the richest type of folk gather to flaunt their excess. This is a pay to play type of place.
Definitely gonna get a
Um,
really nice suit and put it on.
Yeah, so yeah, you can sneak off and start doing that. Go ahead and roll me a quick check to kind of stealthily slip away and start to change clothes. It's easy enough that you can find someone who's decently well dressed as well as basically unconscious.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Ah.
It's just a matter of other people seeing you do X, Y, and Z.
Ooh.
Oof.
So I'll say you meander far enough away from like Joseph, Diego, and from Dio. You get far enough away from them that you're certain that they didn't see.
Yeah.
But as for anyone else, you're not sure. It's dark. It's hard to tell who's looking at you.
Right. Just playing it off like I did this on purpose and go back in there.
Not the strangest thing to see. So,
Yep.
all right, Lindis, what are you doing? You swoos on into this older gentleman.
I am going to sit down right next to him,
Oh god.
What?
and I'm gonna
Ah.
refill his drink.
Top move.
Okay,
Yeet.
so no, go ahead. You sit down and fill up his drink, top him off.
Yep.
He sits up for a minute, and you can see now that like he has this hawk-like intensity on his face, and he just looks at you and just goes, "Are you an entertainer here?"
I am an entertainer, but not here, Mr. Diego, sir.
He raises an eyebrow. And how do you know who I am?
Oh, I'm sure everybody here knows who you are, sir. I'd be surprised if there's somebody on the station that hasn't heard of all of your achievements.
He flexes his jaw a little bit and rubs like the bags underneath his eyes, and he says, "Interesting. And who might you be?"
My name is Lindis Grace. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Lindis Grace. Roll a clever check to notice something about him. I'll say D, you can also roll this because you'll have
Sweet.
finished changing and start to meander over in that direction. Okay. So you being up close to him, Lindis, you notice when he says your name, his eyes light up red. Like there's an LED light that ticks on in the cornea of his eyes for just a second, and then it fades.
Finished doing your homework with me, Mr. Diego, sir?
Finished? No, but I'm intrigued. Why he does the like hand searching for the word gesture, and he just goes, "Why a random gamer girl would have any sort of interest in me?"
Oh, well, I know you're in the business of acquisitions, information, all that wonderful stuff. And I'm in the business of information right now. That perhaps work out a small deal?
Tell me. He takes the drink and swirls it a little bit in his hand. He doesn't drink it, he just looks at it. Tell me what you want from me exactly. We don't need to dance around the issue for 30 minutes.
Oh, good. I don't like dancing around stuff either. I take a cup of the same drink that he's having, and I just take a swig, set it down on the table. Somebody found me at a place that I'm not supposed to be found. Planted a bug in my place, and
He holds up a
I can't.
finger, and he reaches into the breast pocket on his left side and pulls out a green pill, much like the one that he had taken earlier. And he sets it on the table and slides it towards you, and he says, "If we are going to discuss business, then we must discuss business on equal footing."
Won't mind if I do, and she'll do it.
Oh God.
Roll
Oh my
toughness.
god.
Roll a tough check at disadvantage.
I know too well that I cannot say no, so I just gotta roll with the punches.
I am
Oh my-
proud of you.
Oh my god.
And off in the distance, you just see Legacy and Kaya panicking.
We are panicking.
You have
Detective
to.
D is just like watching, like, man, this is gonna be good.
So,
I like to imagine that like Kaya's can't look, so she's just asking Legacy to just describe what's happening. They're just
Aww.
panicking to each other.
so Lindis, roll one more d6 because you're
But did
rolling
it
at
not?
disadvantage. It only rolled. You rolled a 5 and a 6, so you rolled really fucking good.
Oh, nice.
So I just roll another d6.
Just roll one d6 and we'll
Please.
do the lowest of them.
Oof.
Okay, so an 8 as opposed to, or a 7 as opposed to an 11. Holy shit.
Oh,
So you take this drug. The pill it's not too big and it's not too like unusual. It swallows and goes down like any other pill. And he glares, like stares right into your eyes, and there's a brief pause where you're like, "Oh, I feel a little tingle. It's probably the alcohol." And then this hits you like a ton of bricks. You're not sure what you just took, but you are flooded by a really, really powerful wave of emotion, and all at once it is sucked away and suppressed, and you can't feel your fingers or your toes or anything. You are numb from head to tail, and that numbness transcends through to your actual emotions. There's no nervousness, but there's also no joy. There is no anxiety or frustration or depression or anything, but there's also no love for your friends. There is no admiration for the accomplishments of people you know. There's nothing.
Oh,
You
God.
have no emotion. And he looks at you like dead in the face and he goes, "Now, what do you want from me?"
I was found in a place that I wasn't supposed to be found. I put the bug in the picture. I did a little searching around, found this man, but it's a dead end. I can't be having leaks where I live. I was hoping perhaps you had some information or I could feel for some, perhaps.
He looks at the bug and picks it up. And for the first time since he sat down, he takes a sip of the drink. And he looks at the bug and turns it over in his hand. And he sets it back down and just goes, "The bug is unidentifiable. It's a hack job. Anyone could do that. I could do that. And I'm not even a hacker. As for the man," and you share a picture.
Yeah.
The picture is not a physical picture. It's like a digital share. He looks at it, and you see his eye lights up red again, and he goes, "I know this man. I've hired him before on many cases. I recommended him on many more cases. He's an information broker. He works with very much a very soft hand, much discretion. Whoever paid him to get information probably had no interest in you Everything that I can find on you is of no consequence. I can't think of anything as to what people would want. So think bigger. He starts to his eyes are still glowing red, and they're starting to like dart from left to right. And it looks like he's doing a combination of reading and thinking in the way his eyes move. And he says, It's not about you, and it's not about what they got. It's not the person who stole your information, though I could point him to you, or point you to him if you wanted, but don't recommend it. He's not easy to get a hold of, nor is he easy to find once you know who he is. But I could certainly tell you that the area you live, Adams Ward, it's not a very popular area for people like me. People who live up here. Adams Ward is a fucking disgrace to this station. It is a stain. It's impressive that you managed the gall to walk all the way up here to have a conversation with someone who could snap his fingers and have you shot in this room. I have people who would do that without a second's hesitation. But I admire the initiative and the fact that you managed to get this much information, let alone corner me in a drug-addled haze, is also impressive to me. I would look into people who want this area wiped off of the station, not me. I did not hire this person, and I'm not interested in what information he took from you. If I had to guess, he probably took your information, bugged your place purely by incident. Bet if you looked a little bit, you'd probably find bugs like this all over your city block. Bunch of unsuspecting neighbors. In fact, I bet you could probably get more information out of him. And he points to across the room to Dio.
Ugh.
And D, like, you actually there's a moment where you think he points to you, but it's just dark enough that you like there's a flinch, like, oh shit, and you realize he's pointing to a person behind you over your shoulder. And he just goes, that man is a lot more overt in his tactics. I'm not going to bug 3,000 apartment complexes in the hopes that I catch something worth gleaning, that I could hire a demolition crew to pave the city and carve over it with a parking lot. I work in much more subtle ways. If I need to do that, I will, but I haven't needed to do it yet. He slides the bug over to you, and he pulls out another pill from his pocket, and he just goes, I trust that you didn't come here alone. Probably brought your friends. I see you have someone called the Faceless Bitch who you live with.
I
A lot
brought
of
her.
publicity.
No.
I don't know her, but I would assume that you came here with her. Someone who has a facial scrambling technology, who has access to it, or made it, or something. Certainly would be an asset to bring along to a trip here to one of the tech hubs of the station. So, where is she?
No.
He's right in the hallway.
Tell her to come out.
Legacy, come here.
No.
This dude, like, he's still like kind of leaned forward with his arms on his legs, swirling the drink in one hand and holding the green pill in the other, and his eyes follow the direction where Legacy is, and he otherwise is not moving. He is like statue still. Are you going, Legacy?
Oh, well, I don't know that his eyes do weird shit either. Fuck me. Yeah. She'll. I don't want to.
I don't want you to go either.
Seems they're afraid of you. I apologize.
He reaches into his jacket and puts the pill back, and you're close enough and in enough of an effect that you can hear very clearly the clinking and clacking of metal inside his coat pocket, and he pulls his hand out, and his hand is empty, but he swirls his drink and then takes a sip, and he goes, "Disappointing. Rest assured, if I end up finding anything suspect in my finances or my organizations in the next few days, I will assume it has something to do with you and your faceless bitch. If
I
it
will make sure
doesn't,
she doesn't.
good." He looks back over in the direction where Legacy is, doesn't see her coming, and he looks back to you and just goes, "Now, what else do you want?"
That's all. I reach into my pocket and I pull out like 2 cash worth of money, however much that is, and I set it in front of him and I go, with respect, there, and I give a bow and I walk out and I say, "We're done here. Let's go."
He looks like you as you walk away, Legacy, you're looking back at him. He looks D, you can also see this. He looks at the like wad of cash that's set on the ground on the table in front of him, and he just disregards it and drinks. Like that amount of money to him is totally meaningless, especially in the state he's in right now. But yeah, like what do you do? Linda's just walked back.
Legacy is like so worked up she's having trouble articulating, and let alone articulating quietly.
Kaya is taking her through breathing exercises.
You don't tell people like that I exist, let alone that I am here. We don't know.
He already knew that you existed. Now let's go.
All right.
No.
We will settle this in the morning. Where's Dee and Corinne?
D is just sitting there drinking, just waiting for y'all to
Yeah.
be done.
Do you do anything, D, as you watch this exchange go down? He doesn't seem he's either not noticed you or has no interest that you're there.
Okay. All right. So I feel like I will just like wait until the transaction's over and then quietly slip away again.
Oh, and Legacy, don't fuck with his account. He'll kill us all.
No shit, Sherlock.
So D, you get up and start to walk away. Like as you start to meander away, you don't have to roll for this. You just feel you feel his eyes on your back.
Okay.
He is like 100% eyes like a hawk, looking you up and down, you're not 100% certain, but you get the impression that he is suspect of you. He might not be able to connect you with Lindis and everyone else, but he definitely looks at you and can tell like she's not high, or he's not high. So he's definitely here for something else.
Oh, okay. Does
But he
he?
doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
just lets you go.
I just go, and then whenever I'm away from him, we'll change back into who I was. Like, strip that shit off of me.
Nice.
Back
All right,
to
so
CD
you
Noir detective.
back to my detective wear.
All right.
also, do you want to see what he looks like?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Goodfellas.
He is
I'm scaroused right
he is
now.
programmed scary.
Mm. That's Zaddy right there.
That's about what I imagine,
Yeah.
just in like a fancy suit.
Mm-hmm.
Kate.
What does caroused mean?
Scared and
Scared
aroused.
and
Exactly
aroused.
what you think it means.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Oh, Amy.
Oh,
So, are
sweet
you
summer
guys
child.
maneuvering out of the room?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are
Are we
Okay.
leaving Dio?
Are we
then?
gonna talk to Dio?
Oh yeah, you guys can talk to you.
There's
So-
I'll definitely share everything that he just told me. So,
okay.
What do we know about Dio? I don't remember what we know about Dio.
So the publicly available information is Dio. Oh, I think I pinned it in this chat maybe. I posted about Dio in that long laundry list of like influencers and bullshit.
Yeah, I was looking for it, but I
think.
can't find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's not. Hold on. What if I look up 2Cutie? It'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be in the same shit.
Maybe I didn't put it in here. I don't know. Dio is he is a conservative talk show host type. Like he's a mix of
Okay, so he was the one that we talked about last session of being the like.
Wait, no,
trash
it's
man.
not here.
yeah.
Okay, I remember.
He is not on this list.
It's
He
not.
was a late addition. But
Yeah, he introduced. Joe talked about him last session. He was the guy that talks too much about stupid shit, pretty much.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the right wing podcast host, part-time game streamer. He's affiliated or like guest. He's like a more right-leaning version of Joe Rogan's podcast. He's that kind of person. He's like a more tempered and focused version of Akimbo Jeff, where Akimbo Jeff is like accidentally a huge idiot and annoying. Dio is more actively like focused on like he weaponizes his prejudice and his ignorance. Like he'll shill corporations or people that are outwardly like cruel or prejudiced in some way. He's in a very bizarre way, like effective in his
Hatred.
like hatred. Yeah.
Okay. Would be a good in, but also not gonna lie, both Legacy and Z are out of it at the moment. It is 11 o'clock and Legacy is still dealing with the you just tried to summon me in front of fucking Cartel.
We already knew you were there.
To be fair, she was under the effect of like
Yeah,
an intense drug.
Yeah.
yeah. She didn't give a shit at that point. Yeah,
Oh, Legacy is aware.
she still doesn't give a shit.
Legacy still wants to kill Lindis right now, though. Like the little like flexing hand of like I would like to strangle you, but this would cause a scene.
Yeah. Kaya's thinking about starting up an anger management course.
Hey, the anger is managed. She's not actually doing it at the moment.
That's true, but there's just so much. Just you know, you saw her take the pill.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna lean into like the group and just be like, "Hey, we're already here. Might as well get your answers and get out as fast as we fucking can. Your person's right there." Nods at Dio, being a dumbass over there.
Yeah, Dio
Probably.
Dio is like like he is currently doing some line of some powdered drug, and he's tapping on the shoulder of the dude next to him, and he's whispering something very emphatically. He seems to be very, very invested in like whatever weird bullshit he's telling him. You're not sure he's not speaking loud enough to be heard unless you get a little uncomfortably close. But you have your target, and we can cut it here and have the finale of the Black Pyramid heist next time.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like we could just like yeet Karen in there.
Yeah, like Corinne might be useful here.
Might is the key word.
Yeah. Well, she'll probably be useful.
The
It's just like,
distraction, if nothing else.
yeah, our primary talker is drugged up right now. So
Yeah.
Eat her own cybernetic than allow Piper to talk to anybody else right now.
And D, as far as he knows, he got you here. He's gonna go in and go right out without leaving a trace of that he's been here.
Kaya's just trying to hold this group together so they can get home. All right, she's got like the equivalent of a crock pot going right now. It's like, we're gonna get home, we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna eat some fucking dinner and go to sleep. It'll be fixed by the morning.
So, I guess we can call it for
Yeah.
this week, and then next week we'll have Karen be the shining star at the start of the session.
Yeah,
This-
wait.
I gotta be honest, Karen is like an ace in the hole here because she's not a gamer, which is like a huge turnoff for Dio because he's like girls shouldn't play video games, that kind of vibe.
All right,
It'll be
she's got
great.
I hate him. Can't wait.
God.
she's gonna clutch this.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna. Gosh, she's just gonna go fuck him. It's gonna be great.
It's like, D, go talk to your friend. Focus her for like 5
She's
minutes.
definitely right now taking selfies with like the blue lighting, and she has like a
God.
champagne bottle and is taking like good
Ugh.
vibes photos right now. It's great.
So, I don't know if you remember, Kaya, when you went into the bathroom, I had you roll an unluck check, which you
I
failed,
know.
and
Yep.
then I had you roll an extra d6 to
Yep.
see what happened, and you rolled to bump into him. And I was like, bruh. That
as
is the
soon
most volatile person, the highest profile person you could have bumped into.
Well, I didn't know who he was at all. Some guy in a suit in the bathroom. Just whoops.
Sure, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Right? He's just some
Worked
guy.
out great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
worked
sees
out
him in
great.
here. It's like, I
Um,
can't go in there.
Fucking F's for Marcus though. Like
Yeah, really. Can we get an F in the chat for our boy Marcus?
Yeah.
Marcus just got like Marcus is gonna wake up with like piles and piles of liquor around him. Like,
and more
what?
coming.
And more coming, yeah.
He's
Mhm,
going
like,
to wake up with like a absolutely massive hangover. All of the girls he invited over are gone. He's gonna be like having to deal with a pissed off employer. It's gonna be amazing.
yeah,
I feel so
like, I'm
bad for
sure.
him.
I know, like, I'm sure it'll work itself out, right? Like, the machine's broken, you know, it's
How is that
obviously,
drug gonna affect me?
you know,
For the record.
Forever.
Oh, my career.
oh no.
Need one of those.
Oh man. So
I
it's
imagine it's gonna
obviously
be a good long trip for Lindis if she's not had drugs before.
He hasn't.
Yeah, it's gonna be a solid like 8-hour trip for you.
Dang.
oof.
You just feel
I had to
nothing.
do it.
Like, as a player, I understand, but also at the same time, Legacy is
Oh, yeah.
screaming in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Kaya's just gonna be the one to not have legacy meltdown. Just calm
Hey,
down.
you guys need to watch her because right now she doesn't have any like trust or love or loyalty, so she'll self out. So be careful, please.
Kaya has been put into babysitting mode for the two of you.
Yeah.
Like,
As
that's
if
what
that
she's
wasn't
doing
her
right
job
now.
from the start.
I
Yeah.
don't want to sell you out, so
Oh, I mean, like, just let D know, and he'll just like grapple her. Just like
Well, I mean, if
stay right
nothing
here.
else, even if she like doesn't have emotions, that means that she should be like hyper logical of like selling
yeah, of
them
course.
out could be
Yeah.
not advantageous for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. But goddamn, that is scary.
I don't like this.
This is
It'll be
interesting.
fine. It'll be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
I
Yeah,
mean, the
Corinne-
cartel, like one of the part, like ahead of a cartel is like onto us. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You
Although-
know, Karen is gonna clutch this. Right?
It's either going to be very great